Hello and welcome to the DDCL Home Improvement Channel. My name is Daniel, folks, and you should follow us. Give us a nice heart to find out what we're up to next as a handyman.
I'm in a client's home and we obviously got a little water leak. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fixing the faucets, which means we're going to be taking the handles off here. The owner just went downstairs to shut off the water. So let's just put this here. There we go. I'm just going to put it back on. So I'm just going to go through the process of taking it apart. And we're going to be going to the store and getting the inserts. There we go. You can hear the water start to shut off now, which is a good thing. We're going to need Phillips. If the owner wants to come back in, he can come back in. If you go to the store, they're going to want to see these inserts anyways. So you might as well just take it off before you even go. Saves a lot of frustration because all stores will just say the same thing. Oh, we don't know the model, we don't know the make, we can't match it up to anything. So you might as well just come prepared and just bring them. Yep, it is off. I can hear it. It's gurgling.
I turned both taps
Yep.
in a sink directly below you, as well as one over.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. I just got this off, so I'll be running to the store here right away. Might as well replace both of them, because the cost difference is not that much. We're not talking like bucks and bucks and bucks. Make sure it goes the right way.
You're going to a store?
Yeah, because what it is these valves right here. I could show you here. I got one off already. Yep. It should have it in Home Depot. Okay. So how's the football game going? See ya. We're not talking about $20 even to replace these. They're fairly cheap. They should be anyways.
That's not a washer.
No. It's all one piece that they're replaced with.
There used to be, I don't know whether it's still there.
What's that?
There used to be a plumber's village or something on 4th Street.
Yeah, they closed down.
Oh, that's too bad. They were good.
Yes, they were. I'm gonna make sure you turn these the right way. That one's really hard. Never like to go too hard. Come off. Looking at the threads, it's gotta go this way. There it goes. Okay. So this is the valves I'm going to be replacing, and so that's it for right now. Hi Carlos, hi Lewis. All I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to replace both these, the hot and the cold. Then I'll be back and I'll reinstall them and we'll be done.
Welcome to our first intermission. This is after we take off the parts, we drive to the store, we do the required shopping, then we drive back.
I'm back again. I just went to the store. This is the part that just come off, whether it was hot or cold. I don't know right now, but the parts that go back in will be separated as being hot or cold. And I'll show you how we did it. After going to Home Depot, I talked to their experts in the area real quick, and they showed me where the parts are, because they can find the parts 10 times faster than I can. If I deal with this every day, well, I can tend to find them, but since they do this every day, they'll find it faster than me. So this goes, the ring, this goes on here. That means this ring, it's got to do the same. It's got to go in the same spot. So it doesn't go on that side. It goes on this side. So we match it up, make sure it's exactly the same. Then we put this ring back on, which is actually this way. Oh, it's kind of interesting. You can see that actually spins. The threads right here. These two units are a little bit separated, which is good. Now, the one I took off to start with, this one says hot. You can see the word hot right here, over here. So now it's going to go on the hot side. So put it in. And make sure we tighten it up. We don't crank it so hard that we're going to break things, but we make sure it's tight. Same as this one right here, because that's the seal. We just want it tight. We don't want it super tight. It looks like this might not. I'll have to take this off to tighten the other one up a little bit. This is just a spacer. Again, I'm not trying to go super tight, but we're going to test everything before we leave anyways. There. And I'll put this piece back on. just going to put it on there for now. So this is the hot one. And here's the cold one. Comes like this. You can see the package. You'll see cold over here. It's always important to, when you go to these stores, is unless you know exactly what you're looking for, I would suggest talking to the professionals in the area. They're not always all professionals, but some of them are actually plumbers. They used to be plumbers and they're just retired right now. And I didn't like the way that gasket went in. Sort of like twisted a little bit. So I'll back it off a little bit, straighten it out, put it back on. As you see, it went on a lot better the second time. Don't always trust it the first time. So turn it on. Tighten it up. Not super tight, but tight. Same as this one. Not super tight, but tight. I can always tighten it so tight you're going to start stripping things, and that's way too tight for this kind of stuff. And that's why we test it while we're here, to make sure nothing's leaking. Okay, so I'm going to leave these off for a second. Now I'm going to test for leaking. That should be off. And this should be off. Okay, I'll go ask the owner to turn the water back on. On?
Yeah.
Let's turn it back on, let's see what it looks like.
Water back up?
No rush, no rush. I think the owner was surprised I already got it done. Now this is our quality check. We're going to check and make sure nothing's leaking anywhere. That would be a bad thing. But because I don't crank it super tight, it's a possibility. The water's on now. Yeah, no leaks. We'll wait for a minute. I can hear the water filling up in different spots. Hello, Randy. How are things going in your neck of the woods? I'm just showing a little replacement job here. We replaced the valves in an old system. Here we go. So I'm just going to turn it on. And off. Turn the cold on and off. That looks not bad. So now I'm just going to put the rest of it back together again. I mix them up. Yes, the handles don't match, but this is the client's home. This is what they have. And so the problem was leaking. The leak has now been stopped. All I need is my screwdriver. Just put this on, then we're done. I believe this cap goes here. He doesn't have a cap on this other one. And the problem was, this was leaking, as you can see in the previous video. And I bet you're going to find out it's going to be stopped now. And that's it.
Now the job is done. Now it's time to drive back to the shop and reflect as we're going back how the job went and how we could have improved what we did.
Again, I went through, actually I'm driving now so it might be bumpy a little bit. I went through, I got called out to a senior's home that the tap was dripping. So get out there, take a look, and it was dripping pretty fast. It was actually warm water, so a little bit of hot, a little bit of cold would have been leaking. Even though the majority of it would have been hot water, I believe, honestly, it would have been a mistake not to do both. And what I mean is, the hot valve and the cold valve, it should be replaced. So just looking at it, I explained that to the client even before I start. So it takes a matter of, as you saw in the first video, just a couple minutes to go in and replace the parts or take out the parts. But when you go to the store, such as Home Depot, to save time, they have people there that are often experts. They're actually plumbers or electricians or carpenters that work there that are semi-retired and they're just looking for something to do. Part-time work sort of thing. Some aren't, but most are. And so it's always quicker to bring the parts with you. In this case, I brought the valves with me. And we together looked at the parts and made sure they're the right ones. I don't take things out of packages, but I ask the clerks to, because I want to make sure we're getting the right parts. So we get them out and compare them. If they look pretty well identical, I take them and move on. In this case, going to the store, Home Depot, it only took, I think it took about 10-15 minutes to get to the store, 4 minutes to pick the part, then another 15 minutes to drive back. Install them. We're looking at a maximum start to end time of being approximately an hour and a half. So it's knowing where to go to pick up the parts. Not all stores carry all parts. That's very important to know. And so I'm able to go, I know which stores have it, like Arona's carry a certain supply, Home Depot, the specialty stores I like to go to, but this is Sunday. You still have to find parts on weekends. So you gotta make sure you visit the stores and find out. You gotta look. So that's where I am right now. I was able to go within an hour and a half from start to finish a job. And what I use is I use my journal to keep track of everything. From the time I leave the shop, by the time I arrive, when I leave the person's location, the customer's location, I write down mileages and distances so I know how far I've went. So in the future I have a better idea of my personal costing. It's very important for my costing. I don't care what other people charge. It doesn't matter to me. If they charge more, good for them. If they charge less, good for them. It doesn't matter. It matters my company and how much I charge to survive within the business. So this is Daniel from DDCL. We are now complete that particular job. I could be reached at 587-597-4228 or daniel@ddcl.ca. And if you have any particular jobs like this, leaking faucets, leaking sinks, you need them replaced, those are the kind of jobs we do all the time. We consider the emergency jobs. We can show up at night and get them done to you. And we don't have extremely high prices. We might be competitive, but I don't think we're that bad. Everybody, have a great day. Be careful around this nasty virus that's going out. I can't watch what video here right now because I'm driving, because I'm going from location to location. I'm going to my next stop. So, ciao for now. Have a great day, everybody.